What have you liked about Sean Robinson so far?
Yeah, Sean's explosive, and he's got heavy hands, and he's a guy, when he shows up, those guys know it. The tight ends, the O-line, athletic. He can do a lot of different things. He can play coverage. He's got safety skills, and I've got no reservation about him going out and covering a wide receiver man-to-man, but he's added another dynamic that he can really come off the edge and blitz and just line up and rush.
Is that kind of the ideal guy for that? That's the Sam spot? Or?
Yeah, no doubt. She gives you a ton of flexibility in what you can do with him and what we can do schematically when you have a guy with that kind of athleticism and size, because Sean's right around 230, and he's a load now. Yep.
I know he's played different positions, but just the experience, what did that mean for you, for him coming into a program like this?
And that's why you go and get transfers, because they played a lot of football. Will Honus and Sean both. They played 4 or 5 years of football, and they've seen a lot of football as opposed to a young player who hasn't seen the field yet, and that's why we go and get those guys. So, and he's played, like you said, he's played safety, he's played nickel, and now he's playing a different position here.
I hope I'm not repetitive here, because I was with Tui there for a moment, but I wanted to ask about Jake Clifton. He just seems to be so impressive. How do you feel about where he is in the process, because he's just getting started good?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. He can really run. Both he and Toby can run. I mean, they can fly. But Jake has really put time in. I was telling these guys that in the spring, he was zooming and wanting to learn, and he couldn't get enough. We couldn't feed him enough information. He came in the summer with a good baseline of knowledge, and he built on that this summer. And he's worked, and he has probably as far along as maybe any freshman mentally that I've coached.
Excuse me. Did you know Toby was that fast coming in?
Oh yeah. The rules were different. So he came and ran a 40, and he ran a 40 for us, whatever it was, a couple summers ago, and he went on all our watches. We were all like, what'd you get? And we knew he could fly, but I didn't know he could cover the ground like he can cover. Yeah, he's going to be a big, fast kid before it's all done. Yeah.
Back to Sean Robinson, did you, when you recruited him, did you have an idea that maybe you'd switch into linebacker, or was that something that developed over the spring?
I think he was a nickel / Sam, whatever you want to call it, at Missouri, and I think he wanted to play safety, and so that was the intent, him coming in, that he was going to be a safety and fill into that jack spot. But as he's continued to put on weight and some of those things, we realized, his size, his body type is going to be more Sam than it is going to be back there as the safety. But he has safety cover skills, which adds to his versatility.
Is that position kind of growing on him too now? Is he more receptive?
I think so. Anytime you're a guy that's played nickel and DB your whole life, and you start saying linebacker to a guy, they kind of raise an eyebrow as, well, I don't know about that. Or if you talk to a linebacker about playing D-line, they don't get too fired up immediately. But once he's seen the versatility of the position, I think he's warmed up to it for sure.
I think Daniel mentioned that he's a pretty effective pass rusher as well.
Very much so. Yeah, I think right now he might be one of the best we have coming off that edge.
Where can those transfers make an impact with the experience they already possess?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Where can those transfers make an impact?
Oh, yeah. That's what one of the other guys was asking. That's why you go and get them, because they've played a lot of football and they've seen a lot of things, and they just understand, leverage and pad level and body position that, a younger player is still in the process of learning. And so you go get those guys, you kind of bridge a gap between the time span between, say, like a freshman like Jake Clifton and 5-year-older guy, why that younger guy is developing.
Comment on Will Honus' health and how he's looked so far?
Yeah. No, as we were talking about, Will's a big, strong guy. I mean, he is one of the strongest guys on the football team, smart player, and excited about what Will's going to be able to do this year. And we're going to be able to rotate 2 guys there at Will Backer between Austin and Will Honus.
I'm sure you've been asked about Khalid Duke already. Has he had any limitations so far?
That's been the thing. That's the thing that's been nice, is just trying to get him back to full speed. I think his knee was not probably 100%, 3-4 weeks ago, and I think the strength staff and the trainers have really done a good job getting him, back to speed. And I think it's a lot of times when you have an ACL, it's confidence and getting his confidence back. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see what Khalid can do.